Ross County Torquay, it's finished Torquay 5, Notts 1. Obviously, neither me or Tom could make it down to the game today, unfortunately. And to be honest with you, with the result, I'm glad neither of us could, because, you know, we listened along, both of us, and the result is just nowhere near good enough. Absolutely nowhere near good enough. To concede 5, and we're talking about getting second or third place, it's disgraceful. All those fans travelled down, and, you know, there really was a good feel. You know, I was looking on Twitter, Les Brad with the fans and players, and Birchall and Doyle with the fans near the port. You know, it just felt like it was one of those good feeling away days where you felt like maybe something's going to happen here, and it just wasn't. A game where we've been absolutely dominated. A player that me and Tom talked about in the previous perspective on Thursday, Lemon High Evans, gets a hat-trick. There's just so many things to talk about that just, you know, weren't good enough today. Tom tweeted it a few minutes ago, just before I made this video, the most consistently inconsistent team ever, and it's so true. You know, just when you think we're picking up some momentum, something like this happens. And, you know, Charlie Slater said something as well, where he says we're a nice team to play against, and, you know, and that's not something that you want to hear about your team. If you play for a team, if you're a fan of a team, it's not something you want to be a nice team to play against. You know, you want to be a physical side, and we've shown parts of that this season. That's the most frustrating thing. It's not like we've been this season and, you know, we've really looked weak throughout the season. We've played games this season and we've been physical, especially with this side that we had out today as well, with like the likes of Rawlinson in there, with Lacey as well. He's got that physicality about him, and they do. But that defence has just been bullied today. It sounded like Chickson was just too light on his feet. Danny Wright having his way with him. Just poor. This concerns me a lot going in. I mean, if we're going to get playoffs now and somehow end up getting third, I honestly, after today, I don't know if we will. Obviously, our running now is a little bit easier than Torquay, but, you know, you look at the league standings, they're still below us, and it's still a team we should be beating. So I'm completely deflated by that, and it's not even like it was a close contest and, you know, we had a good patch in the game. We may have had a good bit of a patch in the game. You know, Wharton gets a goal, and I suppose you could say that is one positive, that Wharton scored away from home, which he doesn't seem to do very often. But we've just lost 5-1, so, you know, there's nothing to take from that game. Obviously, I've done this instantly after the game, so the emotions are a little bit high, and I just don't want to hear any excuses either. There's no excuse. It sounded like the better team won. We were absolutely bullied from the get-go. You know, we conceded very early, and it knocked the life out of us. We just had nothing to give. Just absolutely frustrated. You know, we had chances as well. Not many of them were on target. I think we had one shot on target in that game. So we've just got to be better in every sense of the word, and clip these games completely out, because going into the playoffs, we're going to be playing teams like Torquay. And if we're going to struggle like that, it's not going to be a very good playoff run, is it, for Notts again? So, you know, going into these last 7 games now, all favourable games. For me, we've got to be looking to get maximum points. We really have. I know it's a big thing to say from 7 games, but after today, we've really got to put things right. And if we are really serious about looking at getting that 3rd spot, that's what we have to do. And I just want to say, for the fans that travelled as well, absolute credit to you, because it's about 4 hours from where I live in Nottingham down to Torquay. You know, it's a long old way. If you've gone there and back in the same day, it's over 8 hours of driving, because you're obviously going to stop off. So fair play to you. You don't deserve the performance you saw today. It was embarrassing from the sounds of things. But, you know, you could hear at the start of the game, loud as ever. Yeah, it's just absolutely gutting. Hopefully we see a bit of a reaction on Friday. You know, let's try and right these wrongs. I suppose it's better to happen now than actually in the playoffs, because that would be awful, wouldn't it? But yeah, at this moment in time, that's all I've got to say. In the comments, let me know what you think. If you were at the game, let me know what it was like. If you want to. I understand if you don't want to. If you're watching this now and you don't subscribe, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.